sunk an enemy destroyer.
Hey team, it's Ripper here. Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Got an awesome replay, debrief video, Ripper style, on the Haragumo. Somebody requested that, but before we begin, if you guys want to support the channel or what we're doing here, like, subscribe, bell button below, and can't thank you guys enough. On our way to 1,200 subscribers. Ultimate goal is 2,000 right now to do a destroyer giveaway. So let's get right to the action. All right, engaging a Marceau right off the bat. Haragumo Marceau. Two of the best DD gunboats in the game. Marceau, I have to argue, is probably a lot better, and I would recommend the Marceau over anything else because it is probably the most powerful, highest DPM in the game as of now. But look at the firepower we're producing right now on the Haragumo. I mean, this is a full gunboat DD build for the Haragumo, and you will see later how I do that. Now, I take off IFHE because why? I don't really care about IFHE anymore, honestly. With 30mm pin, that's more than enough to do the kind of damage we're doing right here, and you're seeing the display of what the Haragumo can do, especially if you have another DD in support where you just cannot survive the onslaught. And boom, splash one, RP back to Porty, one destroyer down. There's only one left to go on the enemy team, and this is clan battles right here if you guys didn't know. So we did it basically a standard strategy of splitting the team in two. One goes to Charlie Cap, one goes to Alpha Cap, and we'll see where it goes from there. And as you can see, the fire dragon's breath of the Haragumo right now is really just unleashing hell on the Napoli right here. And now Napoli is probably one of the most, I would say, strong OP style cruisers that can tank damage like a turtle, the amount of armor it has on it. And look at that, the Napoli is actually firing on us because we're a bigger threat than anything else on the map right now, because this dragon's breath is literally withering him away. He's on fire. He just damage conned right there, and he is down to 27,000 health. And now, you know, look at all the non-penetration hits on the top right screen there. You see that we're getting 35 to our 48. So that tells you how powerful the Napoli is, even with the Haragumo style fire of guns. Even if you take IFHE on the Haragumo, it only penetrates 37 millimeters of armor. And if you didn't know, Napoli has a lot of 50mm armor plating. So obviously 50 is bigger than 37. So why bother and why waste that firepower when you can invest your captain skills into something better? Honestly, I think Haragumo's primary role is a distraction, fire-breathing gunboat kind of style gameplay, and it only needs 30mm penetration for destroyers and most cruisers, that is, and really to start a lot of fires on battleships. So right now, that sums up the gamut of the game right now. What we're going to do right now is Haragumo, we're going to push. You notice our team is kind of in the western sector, which I kind of didn't want. You know, lesson learned here is I communicate with your team, tell them, hey, what are your intentions? What do you think we should be doing? And I'm actually notifying our team on Discord, hey, we need to start pushing down south to the south-southwest to push into Bravo, because the rest of the enemy team is hiding behind an island there at the Bravo cap. Our Charlie team is fending off, and actually we just lose another Charlie team member. So right now, the only person up there is the gearing, which you'll have to do and just kind of keep them busy while the Alpha Bravo team are going to have to push Bravo and hold these two caps, and that's how we're going to win the game. We're going to have to win it just by holding two caps to their one, and that's why I like this strategy a little bit better, is to focus on A and B a little bit more. C is more of a distraction, but we sent 3 ships up there. Go figure. But we tried out the strategy to see how it goes. So Haragumo, let's sum it up. Why do I like it so much? One, you get a massive HP pool right there. 25,600. That's just for building the survivability right there. You get a lot of HP. Now, I didn't build the survivability. If you build a survivability expert thing, I think you can get 28,000 plus or something like that, which is pretty ungodly for a destroyer. But the 25,600, I like that. You're starting off with a good batch. You don't have to invest into more HP. You can invest the captain skills into something else, which you're going to see it comes in really useful right now. The torpedoes, you can see I'm selecting torpedoes, only has 1 set, but there's 6 tubes, okay? 6 tubes. I think that used to be Shimakaze. It used to have 6 tubes, but we only have 1 set of 6 tubes, and that's more than enough for me, because why? We get a reload booster, which brings in another 6. So you have 12 torpedoes that reach out to about 12 kilometers. Good standard distance, hard-hitting torpedoes. They're awesome. Now look at this. We got full broadsides of these 2 ships right here, and especially the Napoli is running away because he's scared of us. If you can be a bigger threat on the battlefield, you really give your team another advantage. So we're going to push and spot the Bravo cap while the rest of our team is pushing in support. The other things I like about the Haragumo, it has the standard Japanese smokes, which is great. The firepower on the guns is the bread and butter, really. The reload rate on these guns is insane, especially when you build for AFT and then also Fearless Brawler. You are literally getting into the 2-second, maybe less than 2-second range with Adrenaline Rush kicking in. And, ooh, nice torpedo hit right there from our Summers, our Summers over there, getting a good shot. And now, might as well finish him off, right? So we're going to reveal our position. Our Fearless Brawler captain build is activated, but that's okay. He takes out the Napoli. Good job, Summers. And now we're going to do the haymaker work on the good old GK right now. And let's burn the world to the ground. You're going to start seeing a lot of fire. Look at the reload rate on these guns, up to 2.3 seconds right there, or down to 2.3 seconds. And we're just going to keep withering away, aiming at the superstructure. And I really encourage you guys, look at where I'm aiming. If you take nothing out of this, look at where I'm aiming, and this is how I learned how to aim. I just watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I played a lot of games, and just to figure out where these ballistics work. And it's really trial and error as you walk the shells onto the target. Because a lot of times I'm noticing when I'm watching either my clan members or I'm watching my other videos, I'm watching where people are aiming, and it's just a lot of the shells are missing and being thrown off. So if I could give you guys any tips of advice or lessons learned here, is really watch other people's aim and watch the reticle and watch where the shells actually go. Every ship has different ballistics. Every ship has different styles and coefficients and drag coefficients, all that crap. Really, it's really simple. Just watch where the shells are going and move and walk your shells onto the target, as you can see right here. And notice that we're such a large threat that everybody's firing at me rather than anybody else, even while I'm in smoke. So they have no visual on me. All I see is this rain of fire coming from the smoke cloud, and they're going, huh, let's shoot at that, even though we have no clean shot. So GK is burning to death, and let's see if we get him. Boom! Splash URP back to port. He's switching targets now to the Des Moines. He takes a nice sit out on it. And look at that. Even though the Des Moines is getting hammered by the side and the broadside, he is still firing at the Haragumo because we are obviously putting way more threatening damage to the Haragumo. I'm sorry, to the Des Moines right here. And just look at that 30mm pin right there. That's all you need. Look, we're getting full pins on the Des Moines, and boom, splash 3 RP back at 43, kills in the game, 119,000 damage, and that is exactly how the Haragumo is such a major threat, and the other team is actually complimenting us. I like that right there. Hey, the fact that we're actually having a nice conversation, having fun, trading tactics, and I saluted him because he was very professional in chat, and I want to encourage you guys, hey, this is how we build a great community, and we're having fun, and all it is just shooting pixels, learning tactics, and building a great community at the same time, and that is what this game all about, and this is what I believe this game actually brings to the community, rather than things like other games that you see out there that are just yelling at people, screaming, cussing, and all these very unprofessional kind of like social skills. It's really you're out here having fun, and if you lose, great, learn from it. If you win, compliment the other team. Hey, you did a good game, good try, let's do it another game again. That's exactly how the game should be. It's kind of like sporting events where hey, you can trash talk all you want, but at the end of the day, you kind of shake hands and have a good time. You learn something from each other, and then we're building a good community. Let's have a nice beverage afterwards and have a pizza, whatever. That's the kind of style I like when World of Warships, which has really no other competitor in my opinion. Those other competitors don't bring what this game brings, and I really want to encourage you to bring and share with your friends. I might even do a commercial to, hey, let's get more people involved in World of Warships so that the company changes the style of gameplay, changes the meta so that it actually encourages more of the youth or even different types of people to play this game a little bit more. So let's go ahead and get back in the action right here. Moskva is actually charging us. They've actually got all the caps now, but because we have the majority of ships in here, we actually control a little bit of the sector, and unfortunately we didn't cap enough, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Let's see if we can win the game by shooting all the ships and burning them all down. Moskva is still left in the game, but Moskva and like other Soviet cruisers burn like gasoline. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and stop the ship, go full reverse, and let's bring on the hate right now. I'm exposing my position because we're being radared, and look at all the gunfire and the firepower that we can put on the Moskva right now. Again, what did I teach you in the lesson about Soviet cruisers? They burn really well. Look at that. He started another fire right there. Even if he damage cons or heals, it's not enough to sustain this amount of damage. Even though, yeah, that people say Soviet cruisers can bow in and tank and everything, they cannot stop fires, okay? Because fires are probably the worst enemy for any battleship or any cruiser or whatever, because you just can't put them out and they just wither you away like compound interest, okay? It just constantly, it's just like a mortgage, you know? Even you feel like you're paying down the principal, interest is just constantly piling up and over. And if you miss a payment, oh my gosh, look at this. guys, the damage we're putting on this Moscow right here, he just cannot pay off the mortgage. He cannot sustain and stop the onslaught right here. And it's just like, who do I shoot at? He doesn't know who to shoot at. And he's just firing desperately. And boom, splash through 4 RIP back to Porty. And that is how you actually take down Soviet cruisers, hard-hitting battleships, and just burn them to a crisp. They cannot sustain that amount of damage. I mean, that's all this destroyer is all about, is pumping out and putting damage down range, and that is actually how you really sustain the firepower. But unfortunately, our work is to little avail. I don't think we can actually stop the clock, and we kind of made a bad call here. We didn't take enough damage to the north, and we still have a gearing that is out somewhere around the cap that is actually holding the points, and we actually lose 2 points right here. But we did our work. We did the best we could do. We taken down 4 of their ships, and that is how Haragumo plays. I really encourage you guys, get the Haragumo, get the gunboat build that you can really use to your advantage. And also, it helps out when you want to do research bureau points, because the Haragumo line is the easiest and cheapest line to actually regrind for those research bureau points if you actually want to get those research bureau ships, which are difficult to get. But anyways, like, subscribe, bell button below. I appreciate all the support of the channel. We're on our way to 1,200 subscribers. We're almost there, actually. We're growing it like a wildfire, and we can't thank you guys enough. There's the build right there on the screen. Let me know what you think of the build. And it is purely a gunboat build, minus IFHE. You notice I put a range out there at the very bottom left corner, but we want to focus on the brawling. We don't focus on any survivability, and we don't focus on the actual superintendents and extra hills. But here's another screenshot of the build right there. Take a look at it. Pause the screen, pause the game, whatever you want to look. And this is how I build my Haragumo. I really encourage you. It's a great build. It really helps out with, because you already have enough HP points, it really helps out more along the reload rate of the Haragumo and maximizing that firepower that you see that gives you that great DPM. But again, hope you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Until next time, we're going to release a lot of great videos. I got a lot of replays coming up, and you guys have been great and give me good feedback and good ideas. All right, we'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.